Did you hear the door shutting? Hell yeah, because we keep it closed. Don't want anybody hearing what we're saying in here. Because tonight's special guest is Christa Vigilante from Free Spirit PA on Instagram. They're opening up a new they already have a physical location in Buckingham, but this is a new location and more different, more better.
Yes.
We could say this. First location's more of a retail setup. You can go in there and buy all your sorts of non-alcoholic bottled beverages, few other products, very social environment. They opened in 2023. They've been doubling their business every year consecutively. Mm-hmm. They don't even have I don't know if they have a website or not.
Probably not.
Like, it's all purely just doing good business, reputation, and just word of mouth. So that should tell you something. But they're opening up a new location in Doylestown next to the Gap. We investigated her tonight. She's a lovely lady. She truly is one of a kind. Business expert, wouldn't you say, Gilmer?
Yeah.
Restaurant expert, restaurateur. She's truly a free spirit, one of a kind. We're really excited for her new location. They're going to have food, barista, non-alcoholic bottles of, they're going to I think they have just 45 beverages of non-alcoholic beverages, just 45 of those.
Yeah.
Plus the coffee beverages, plus just the fun drinks and all the things. I think there's over 100 beverages on their menu.
Yep.
And they're opening the month of July. So depending upon when this comes out, you might be able to go there right today. I think they're opening at 11 a.m., closing at 12 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. They might be doing brunch. I hope they really do brunch. So shout out. Enjoy this episode. We're really excited about it. And thanks for listening.
Oh, Bucks Townies sail the truth each day from the hills of Bucks to the wide Delaware with a laugh, a story, and a mug raised high. Townies deep for the facts neath the old county sky.
Yeah, like you could just be like spouting off all kinds of stuff about this equipment. And I would just be like, sure.
Yeah.
I'm here. Whatever you say must be true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It looks like a lot. I mean, it is. I guess I take it for granted.
Yeah, same.
I guess I'm taking it for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we get this reaction a lot. People walk in and they're, oh, snap, this is
Yeah,
nice.
I was like, maybe my perspective is not the reality. I'm trying to do that more now.
Yeah, I mean,
is my perspective the actual reality in this situation?
Yeah, it's really. I think it's hard when you're inside of it. You know what I mean? Like you're used to doing this all the time, so this is just like another thing that you do. But for like somebody who's never been on a podcast or like B just doesn't like understand like this. I'm like, oh, okay. Lights, you got sound thingies, microphones. Okay,
Shit,
this
dude,
feels like
we
this
got a
feels
fake
real. Like maybe
plant?
I should be on my best behavior.
She did mention the plant when you were in the
like, you got this
some
tree,
TMU
like-
LEDs.
Yeah,
We got George Washington on the wall.
You got these
Shout out
cool
250th this weekend.
Yeah, shout out.
You did a great job, George.
Yeah.
Just
R.I.P. Look at all your good work.
Yeah, R.I.P.
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 George.
Look at all your good work.
W. Throwing out the gang signs.
Throw up the 250.
Yo, yeah, I'm not going to get into it. Do you think his militia had signs? Like, do you think they just like,
Oh my God.
they had do you think it was like biker gangs back then? Like, do you think George's boys were like a little bit more elite than the other crew?
Yeah, I don't know.
They did go across the Delaware in the dark of night and killed a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, like that was
in the middle of the night on Christmas.
On Christmas, like that is cold blooded.
That's like
Yeah.
snatching Maduro out of his bed at night type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, what was the technology on Brotherhood at the time? Did they have that that kind of?
I feel like there's
thing
probably
that
a
they're showing.
shortage of females in that environment. So like
Oh,
it was
for sure.
probably just like the dudes were just angry.
Well, there's always defectors, right? There's always like defectors, and like they come over and they're like, "Hey, it super sucks over there, so
Yeah.
I want you guys to know the inside skinny on what they're doing."
Yeah,
That's kind of how it works, right?
Yeah,
like,
there's definitely a
historically.
German dude, a little Hessian dude that was like, "Hello, hello,
Exactly.
it isn't fun over here. Come
There's like,
kill us."
There's always somebody who's like gonna get mad and then just be like, "I'm not into it anymore. I'm gonna go give the other guys like the inside skinny, so you guys can
Hell yeah.
take care of it."
Yeah,
But like
that's the
honestly,
streets.
wreck and shop on folks on Christmas, that was not abiding by like the decorum of war, if you will.
Pretty evil.
Yeah, that was
Like
that was
that's
like
serious.
yeah. Do you think? Do you
Like
think
you're
that
playing
was,
to win.
Do you think that was like the first reaction though? Was like kind of like a very liberal skepticism that was like, how dare they?
How uncivilized.
and the boys are just like, bro, get back to London. Don't you understand?
Yeah.
And then the boys are
Like, if you weren't here, we wouldn't have had this opportunity.
Yeah, it was. I think it's very much attuned to like cyclists that ride on the road. They're like, we have the right of way.
Yeah,
But it's like they just got hit by an 18-wheeler.
It's like we
yeah,
didn't pave these roads so that you could ride your bicycle on it, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's not
yeah,
what
the
we did. that
guardrails, real nasty. Like, I'm sorry.
Like,
yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's been going on for a long time.
like if you want to win a war, you're gonna have to do that on Christmas, I guess.
Yo,
You know, if you want your
shout out.
freedom.
You know when you know those like people on the street interviews go up and they're just like saying quotes. They'll be like, "Do you know what president said this?" And then they're like, "Obama," and he's like, "No, Trump." We could do that with what she just said, and people would be like, "Patton,
McCuster?
and then it'd be like, "Nah."
Just like force
Christa.
people into like like Krista's so cutthroat. She could have been a yesteryear war general.
Yeah, 5-star General Christa. When we record the intro, when she leaves, I'm saying that.
5-star General. Christa.
5-star
General.
General. Yeah, street warrior.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's joking, but if we do get into like the depths of like, you do like, I feel like when people come to the area, they have to check in with you. Like that's the level of street cred you have.
Oh, I mean, I'll take the compliment.
Well, I mean, like to be honest with you, from the way we last spoke, like somebody just came to you and loved you and your business acumen so much, they were just like, yeah, we're gonna open up more of these.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's kind of saying something.
That's true in a sort of way. Yeah.
Yeah, how's that feel?
I mean,
That's like getting your flowers now.
it kind of is. Yeah. I mean, like, I think it feels it's like very I feel like vindicating is the wrong word, but it's like when you work really I mean, like I just feel like I spent so many years working really hard for other people and a lot of that work being really undervalued. And so like my goal was always just to like make something that worked for me like really well.
Yeah.
And through making something that worked for me, somebody else was kind of like, "Oh, this works." And like, that's really cool. And maybe we can make it work even more. And so like, I don't know. It's just like nice when you decide to do something for you and like it works well for you. And then by proxy works well for others. Like I feel like I kind of get my flowers a little bit every day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in a way.
I guess there is levels to doing it for you.
Yeah.
If you do it for you and it benefits others, that's slightly better than just doing it for you and it doesn't benefit others.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
absolutely. Like, I just think like,
I think your store rocks.
I think that like when you like, I guess I want to say maybe it's like Rick Rubin or something, or like if you're making products or you're making businesses that you're trying to like do for other people, like you're never going to please everyone else, right? Like it's not possible to please every single person in a group of 100 people, right? With like what you're doing. And so like it's more important to make the thing that you're making for you and like for you to really love it. And like if you really love it, then like other people will flock to it because you made it for you in the first place. Like I can't remember what celebrity it was, but they were talking to like Frank Ocean about his music and they were like, "Bro, like how is it that you just like get to make like whatever you want? How are you consistently putting out like these fantastic albums that like everybody thinks is the best album they ever heard or whatever?" And Frank Ocean's response was, "Well, the first thing you have to do is not care if you make any money at it." He's like, and as soon as you don't care if you make any money at it, you can just make things that you really care about. And so I was kind of like, I'm willing to lose all of this money to make something that I feel like I really need. And I really just hope that like other people get it and they need it too. And it turns out that like that worked.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Andrew Mann, owner of Revival Building Group. Thanks for listening to our show. Don't forget to hit subscribe. But I think you spoke directly to the problem. Like you were trying to solve a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think like your business experience led you to solve the problem directly, or was it truly that passionate from the beginning where you're like, the world deserves a bottle shop, like a non-alcoholic
Yeah. I mean, like, I get what you're saying.
distributor?
I think it's like a little bit of both. I mean, like, on one hand, I had been working for myself for a really long time and like doing things and like being a person who was hired to open up businesses for other people and get those things off the ground. And so a part of me was like, why am I continuing to do this for other people when I already know how to do it? I can do it for myself.
Yeah.
And the other part of it was really feeling like if I need these things and I'm looking for these things and they don't exist, and there's got to be other people out there like me. And so if I build this, then they should come reasonably.
Yeah, and I also, how much of the market was just curious also, that like when they didn't realize they wanted that? Was it a fair amount, or do you think people were?
I mean, it was a
kinda
really slow build. It was a really slow build. Like I say, like in the beginning when I was first in there, like 6 or 7 days a week, there were like a lot of like Tuesdays. I'd be like, come on, baby. Somebody just come in and buy one thing today, you know? And so I think our like the growth was really organic. I think that word of mouth is pretty much how we do everything. So like when I look at it, like I think that people were really grossly unaware that any of these things existed. And I think like true to the cause of small businesses, like small businesses are always on the forefront of a trend and they bring that trend to market. And then those things get really exciting for people. And then once the masses really like them, then like bigger businesses pick all that stuff up. So like for us,
That's interesting.
For me, creating something like that was like, well, it's not here and it's not anywhere around that I can find that isn't at least an hour or more drive away. I can see that it's working in these other bigger cities. You know, at the time there was maybe like one really like popular place that was like bi-coastal in New York and Los Angeles, I think, and that place doesn't even exist anymore. So, you know, I think it's just a lot of, you build it and it's there and it exists and now people can see it and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I didn't know this, like this stuff was here and now I know it's here and this is exciting and I'm excited about it because I had no idea I had these options. And so like you're giving somebody an option that they didn't know was there and then they tell other people about it because obviously other people want it. And there's so many reasons why people don't drink. I always say like quote unquote sobriety is such a spectrum. Like there's so many reasons why people don't drink alcohol. It could be like pregnancy or it could be recovery or it could be a medical issue or it could be like just a health choice. And so,
Or Tommy just gets a little wild. You know?
or yeah,
So
like, you know,
stop
it's like
drinking.
you could just not be drinking for today, but like,
so
you know,
with that said, like how many, do you know how many people you've aided in sobriety?
I don't know if I could like put a number on it.
Is it
but
hundreds?
There's, I mean, I would say yes at this point for sure.
Because
For
when
sure,
was
hundreds.
when did we do the last podcast? 2020.
Dang, 2024 maybe?
Yeah, I think it was the winter of 24.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
when you opened like a little bit before
We had
that.
opened like 6 months before. Yeah, we opened in May of 2023.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's probably more than hundreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Probably
Yeah.
thousands.
And we get like a lot of, you know, we get a lot of people who walk in and they're like, they're on day one. Or we get people who are like, I quit drinking like a month ago and like, I was just seeing if I could. And like, now I know that I can. And like, but I still need help, you know? And I find we get a lot of those people who are like very, what I call like ritualistic drinkers, where it's like, they might not be people who are like, we would categorize as like alcoholics, or they wouldn't categorize themselves as alcoholics, but like people who like it's part of their routine every day that like I do this and I do this and then at night I crack open my beer and I sit down. And they don't want to change that routine because the routine itself is their trigger for how they like work through the day, but they don't want the substance anymore because it's not aligning with maybe a health issue, or maybe they're imbibing too much on the other days that that's not the routine or whatever. So we do see a lot of that. And I see a lot of those people and they're like very nervous. You know, a lot of people, especially if they fall into like a substance use disorder area of why they don't drink, have a lot of shame and they'll come in and they're like very nervous about asking questions because they don't want to be judged. And I'm like, bros, like, we're just excited you're here. Like, I'm so psyched every time somebody comes in for the first time. Like, the first time somebody would be like, so it's like my first time ever coming in here, and like I have a lot of questions. And I'm like, come on in.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like,
I've
let's,
seen that.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's what we want. Like, we want you to feel like you can ask us anything, you know what I mean? And we really hear a lot of wild stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we hear, like, people will just start spilling their guts. Like, once they know that, like, there's not judgment, you know, because it's like, hey, you're trying to make a really good choice for yourself. We don't care what you did before that. You're here now and you're trying to make the good choice. So, like, that's awesome. Like, that's the greatest first step ever, right? But they'll start, like, opening up and they'll be like, yeah, like, I decided to quit drinking because of X, Y, Z. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, like, oh my God, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a lot.
We hear a lot. But likewise, we'll share. Like, I'm very open about, like, the reasons why I don't drink alcohol anymore. And, like, I'll always tell people, like, I don't have a substance use disorder. Like, I'm not an addict. It's not why I don't drink. For me, it just doesn't, like, it's just not where I don't ever want to feel drunk again. I don't want to feel headachy. I don't want to borrow time from tomorrow. Like, it's just not in alignment with the way I want to live my life. And I'll tell people stories of plenty of times that I drank too much. And, like, I'm not afraid to tell those stories because it's not who I am as, like, a person. It's just a thing that I did. And, like, those things are all okay. You know, like, you're allowed to make mistakes. We're just people, you know?
Hell yeah.
So when you start telling people your own stories, like, you know, then they're like, they'll really start telling you their stories and they, like, feel really comfortable. And we get really close with, like, a lot of our customers. Like, a lot of my customers, like, have my phone number. Like, they legitimately do. They'll, like, text me and be like, hey, I'm going to come by, like, da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know? So it's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, are there people that still party, like, still drink, that aren't sober, that also come in and get your products that are just, like, enhancing the beverage option?
Yeah.
And then my next question is, because of that, do you think the non-alcoholic beverage industry has impacted the alcohol sales that we're seeing, like, declining?
100%.
Just because, like, it's not, there's just, even if somebody doesn't want to be sober, there are so many options now. Like, we have so many things from your store at my house that I've never tried. But, like, so, like, once in a while, me and my brother will be like, hey, what's this one? Pop this up.
Yeah.
Right? Right? And you just don't even know. And it's usually, like, Ariel will whip up, like, some, like, it's the same stuff, just not alcohol. Like, so I guess, like, if you wanted to get into making a non-alcoholic product, like, how hard is that? Is it like making an alcoholic beverage?
Well, there's a lot of different rules. I mean, like, if you wanted to make it just depends on what you want to make, really. Like, there's a big difference between, like, trying to craft, like, a non-alcoholic spirit over, like, making a canned drink from things that already exist. So, like, and there's a wide spectrum of, like, ways that you can do it. So, like, some non-alcoholic things were alcoholic and then they use reverse osmosis and they remove the alcohol from them.
Oh, no shit. Is that the stuff that you see where it's, like, low, like, the alcohol is, like, near zero?
Yeah.
But so, like, they can't guarantee. But they do everything when they're reverse osmosis. It,
yeah.
Like how I did that.
Exactly. That was really clever.
It was the equipment broke down for a moment.
Yeah.
There. It short-circuited.
Mics are back.
Yeah, we're back up.
We're back.
Anyway, so that's how that's happened. That's how that works.
Yeah,
I didn't do that. Did you know that?
No, reverse osmosis. I didn't know.
So yeah, it's essentially like a super fine mesh filter that, like, they push the alcohol through. They do it like for, like, wines, for instance, are the most commonly dealcoholized thing. So, like, all the wines that we carry in the shop are dealcoholized wines. I really don't like things that are, like, they'll call them wine, but it's just, like, made of a bunch of juice. Like, I feel like wine, if you really want it to not be, like, gross, you need to have it start at wine. And then there's other things that we call, like, wine adjacent, which are going to be, you know, things that are made from juices, teas, botanicals that are meant to, like, emulate wine, but they're not wine. But, like,
so you have to put the alcohol in it and take it out in order for the flavor to really be like what you're trying
more
to simulate.
true. Yeah, more true for sure. And then like some spirits will be made that way, but it's much more common to make them more like almost, I want to say like in the style in which like maybe like perfumes are made, where like they're distilling like aroma and like other things like that to create a replica of a style of spirit, like a bourbon or a tequila or things like that. Or they're like, you know, they're almost like brewed like teas in a way where they're like using botanicals and roots and herbs and whatever else to put in it. And then like that's brewed and then bottled. So there's a wide spectrum of the way that like different products get made. And then there's also a very separate set of rules, whereas like alcohol is not required to show any nutritional information or ingredients in them by law. All non-alcoholic products are fall under the guidance of the FDA. So all those things have to have their ingredients, their nutritional facts, and everything on all their labels.
So
a lot more transparency, really.
So if an alcoholic brand or an alcohol brand is making a product and then does the reverse size, like then they have to show the ingredients.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
then is that like the way to see what's actually in the alcoholic things?
No, because they'll still make it differently.
Still
you know,
cooking
like
the crack different.
Yeah, they're still going to make it differently. Like they might de-alcoholize it, but then sometimes they're adding things back in. So like a lot of times, like what wine companies will do is they'll de-alcoholize something and then they'll add back in other things after process. Like a lot of times they'll use something called like grape must, which is kind of like the skins and like other things from the grapes that would normally be like cast off from traditional winemaking, but they're adding it back in because it gives it like a little bit of, oh yeah, there you go. It gives it more of like a tannic quality or more of like a structure back to the wine that sometimes can be lost when they do de-alcoholization, which isn't like a real word, but it's the only word that we have. It's not really
we
a real
said it
word.
on a podcast, so
I mean, it's a real word now,
real,
but
yeah.
but
6,
must.
7.
I don't know if that's.
Elon Musk. Is that what you said?
See, yeah, what does it say? Like stems, skins, something.
Hell yeah.
But it's like all that sort of cast off stuff, but a lot of that stuff
Emergency
imparts
foods.
flavor.
Must-haves, 1 gallon of water.
Yeah, it's not a must-have food. It's a must.
What like when you think of traditional liquor store, like sometimes you think of like liquor stores that look like these like cigarette shops. Like how
Like the dive bar of a liquor store?
No, like sometimes liquor stores like they like sell cigarettes, they sell like all this other stuff.
Okay.
Like are there any people that are doing the non-alcoholic model but sticking with the bodega type liquor store like branding? Where they sell cigarettes and stuff too. But
I
they're
have
just, like,
not
you
seen
can get
any.
your 40s, but you can also get your, elderberry.
And a lighter.
I haven't seen any. I feel like there's still very few like non-alcoholic sort of retail stores. Like I always tell everybody, like someone would be like, "Oh, have you ever heard of blah blah blah?" And I'm always like, "Yes." Like we all know each other. Like, we like if there's a very popular one
There's a consortium
in
of
like
stores.
Indiana, and like we can have Instagram conversations. Like, we all know who the owners are of all the bottle shops pretty much across the country because, there's less than like 100 of us. There's still not too many people who are like all in and very dedicated to existing in the non-alcoholic space. And
Is it
to
not,
that end.
it's not saturated at all?
It's not saturated. So like what we're seeing now, which was the whole reason I sort of opened the shop, was like now what we're seeing because of the trend is like tons of products. So like when we first opened the shop, I had 6 racks and, maybe 24 to 28 shelves total. And I struggled to fill those shelves. And now I struggle to find space in the shop to add more stuff. And there's so many products. Every week new stuff comes out. Every week we probably bring in 3, 4, 5 new products every single month. And we'll rotate out ones that like, just aren't great sellers anymore to bring them in. But like I'm just fighting to find space to like keep all these new things coming in. But to that end, like retail stores are still not at market saturation. But what we are seeing now is like more and more bars incorporating like traditional restaurants, traditional bars, giving a dedicated section of the menu to non-alc, which from my perspective was like always the goal. Like my goal was to always be able to walk into any bar or restaurant and not have to be like, club soda and cranberry, please. You know, because I just like having more fun, more nuanced, more interesting beverages.
All the top tier places have non-alcoholic options.
And they should, if you're a top tier place. Like you shouldn't be considered for an award unless you're in hospitality, unless you're catering. Like that's a hill I'll die on.
Shotgun.
Unless you're
that was laughing.
Unless you're catering to your entire clientele across the board in hospitality, you should not be eligible to be awarded anything unless you're giving people that, like, if you have a vegan thing on your menu and you have a gluten-free thing on your menu, you should also have adult non-alcoholic options. Club soda, cranberry juice, Diet Coke, iced tea. Those are not sophisticated. So
yeah, I'm with it. I remember
I'll fight somebody to the death for that issue.
Yeah, I went to New Hope for a restaurant. This was back when I think you curated this menu for this one place I went. I think it was Carla's.
Yeah.
I walked in there and I saw that it's like free spirits selected. And I was like, oh, snap. Crystal made some non-alcoholic cocktails.
And we have a lot of
Yes.
restaurants in the area at this point that use us like a wholesaler. And we like, you know, they'll text me or call me or email me orders, and like we'll get a bunch of stuff in for them. So that way they don't have to do product curation. And like, I won't say that the cards aren't stacked against them. It's very difficult still for restaurants to stock like non-alcoholic spirits. There's very few, there's almost no wholesalers that do it. So especially in Pennsylvania, they have to buy everything through the LCB. And the
Liquor
LCB
Control Board.
Yeah. The LCB does not stock non-alcoholic products. So they can't buy them through the LCB. So they're essentially left to buy any non-alcoholic products they get through their beer distributors that they buy their beer from. And beer distributors, for the most part, are only carrying non-alc beer. So you're always going to find a non-alc beer on a menu. Like, even if it's like the crappiest one, like you're going to find a non-alc beer on a menu, but finding drinks made with non-alc spirits is harder. And so those people are left, you know, like a restaurant manager, a restaurant owner does not want to spend the very limited time that they have in a week, like trying to find where they can source this product at a price point that makes sense for them to add it to the menu. And so I don't blame them for not wanting to like jump through those hoops. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm right here. I'll find it for you. And some of those people utilize us for that. Like Tony's Place in Ivyland, they buy a bunch of stuff from us all the time. And they introduced a non-alc program for Dry January, so they wouldn't lose a lot of sales. Really smart. Their GM over there, smart guy. He was like, you know what? We always see a ton of sales drop in January between the holidays being over, people drying up. So 2 years ago, they came to us and he was like, we want to do a whole non-alc menu, but we want to offer good drinks with like actual non-alc spirits. And I was like, cool, let me help you pick stuff out. And they never stopped buying. They never took it off the menu. They run it year round now instead of just Dry January because it sells and it works for them.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to the rest of the places not doing that.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, put them on. You will sell them. You will sell them. I promise you. And it doesn't take up that much real estate in your restaurant in terms of space. And my advice always to those folks is like, you don't have to curate an entirely separate non-alc menu of like all these specialty drinks. Just buy one bottle of spirits that's 1-to-1 can be replaced for your specialty cocktails. Buy a non-alc vodka, a non-alc gin, a non-alc bourbon, or or a tequila, and then any cocktail that's on your menu, you can just say, hey, if you want it non-alc, we just sub the spirit with this one instead. Super simple. It takes no work at all. You're buying 6 extra bottles. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Do you think we'll have like a relapse on alcohol because can't kids order non-alcoholic spirits?
State to state, the law is different.
Okay.
But in Pennsylvania, it's actually written into the criminal code. It's not managed by the Liquor Control Board.
The LCB.
In Pennsylvania, the criminal code is written that you cannot serve or sell anything that like emulates alcohol to anyone under the age of 21. So even though non-alc drinks are technically safe for anyone, you can't, like, I can't sell like a you know, like a margarita with a non-alc tequila in it to somebody who's under 21. It's
Damn,
not allowable.
Our forefathers thought about this.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania forefathers for sure.
Yeah, shout out.
But
Brian Fitzpatrick.
and I like sometimes people will be like, "Oh, that's so weird that you can't do that," and I'm always kind of like, it's always like a parent with like a kid who's like a teenager, and I'm always like, I mean, like, do you want your 16-year-old knowing that margaritas taste delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, like, that's just like from a moral standpoint.
got back from Costa Rica from Senor Frog.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
fine.
you know, like,
Little Joey always has a sip.
like, do you really want that kid like thinking like margaritas are delicious? They're awesome. I love a margarita, but like, I don't think a 16-year-old should also know that margaritas are delicious. Like, just let them drink a lemonade instead, and it'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
everyone will get through it. You know?
Yeah, they'll be
Just
all
let
right.
'em vape.
Yeah. Just let them buy vapes at a smoke shop that's never carding teenagers. They'll be fine.
So like, I consider you like a really good business person, highly intelligent human being, right?
Thanks.
Where do you fall on the e-bike argument?
Oh,
Why is this
e-bike
funny? I
argument.
want to know because she's a mom.
Dude,
She's a business. Like she
I am
got, like,
glued.
she's weighed in on the community.
No lie, I am glued to all the rants in the Doylestown community page on Facebook about these
She's
things.
plugged in, dude. Film a fellow person, fellow investigator.
I love these things. First of all, people complaining on community pages. Like, what are you doing? Who cares?
So we have an idea before we get into this sub idea. We're working on getting a phone line for the podcast specifically called County Complaints.
Oh my God.
And like we'll do like, so the goal would be like, I don't know if we'll do it
Yes.
every episode because sometimes the episodes are like kind of like we bring strangers in where we gotta have like kind of be serious.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we had someone on like you or one, like we could do like
Oh
where
my
we just
God.
listen to a few calls,
I would love
And then
nothing
just
more
reply
than to
back
listen
on
to
the
a
podcast.
complaint hotline.
just like
I
the just
cannot
Bucks
even.
County. Like somebody could call and be like, I swear to God, that guy blew himself up in Hilltown. He had a meth lab. And be like, oh no, I don't think that was the case. He was spackling. Thanks, Betty. And just, like, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my
Just like,
God.
get it up to that level.
People would love that. They would eat it up. People are always looking for a reason to publicly complain about something that they feel like they'll get camaraderie on.
We would probably have to pay someone. Like I'm probably gonna pay some like virtual assistant in the Philippines to like listen through them.
Yeah.
Because
I
if
mean,
like
yeah, I'm sure you could set some like AI bot up for that.
it's, I mean, we got the oceans are scarce right now.
Yeah.
we gotta. Like,
I mean, I'm not advocating for AI, but
yeah.
where there's a will, there's a way.
But the e-bikes.
The e-bike contract, like, here's the thing. I mean, like, in all seriousness, I like e-bikes are not a pressure point for me.
If you
like,
roll
I
into a
have
pack of
almost
e-bikers, do you get mad?
zero feelings about e-bikes? But I'm also like, I'm kind of like, I definitely think because of the speed at which they go, there should be some regulation around them. Okay. Like, I feel like there should be some sensible regulation. Like, there should probably be like age limits. Like, if you're like, you shouldn't have a 9-year-old on an e-bike. Like,
Okay,
like
nice.
9-year-olds can
That's
barely cross the street. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, let's be serious.
I heard a good one from an ER like surgeon, and she was like, "I'm also a mother of 6." I'm like, I don't know if you're an OR surgeon in a trauma center and also successfully parenting 6 kids. Like, no
No.
disrespect.
I mean, somebody's parenting your kids,
Somebody is,
but it's
yeah.
probably a nanny.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is
Grandma,
fine.
someone. That's
Which is
okay.
fine.
No judgment.
No
But
judgments.
let's be honest about it.
But you're not
Anyway.
you're not locked in on that.
She said, and my kids can't even remember their water bottles. They shouldn't be able to go 28 miles an hour.
and you know what? I'll be honest,
And I was
think
like, you know what? That's a fair.
assessment.
That's a fair assessment.
It
that
is a
I
fair
haven't
That's
done.
assessment.
fair.
But when I see the e-bikers in Philly, I'm kind of like, oh man, they're gonna mess up my car. When I see them out here in the county, I'm just kind of like, oh man, these kids aren't on iPads. I'm so pumped.
And that's kind of where I am. And I think that's where, like, I'm like, I think there needs to probably be a little bit of regulation around it. Like, maybe you have to carry insurance, or either should be like an age limit to a certain degree. Like, maybe you have to be in a double-digit age to ride one, because that's just sensical.
Yeah, you gotta be in the dubs.
You know, like, you got to be over 10, maybe 12 to ride one, because they do go really fast. I mean, like, when we vacation places, I am all about renting one of those like Lime scooters, and those suckers go like almost 20 miles an hour. And
Yeah.
I feel like a superhero when I'm on those things.
Have you
I
ever
love
stunted
them.
on one of them?
I do
Oh.
not care what I look like. If people are like, look at that middle-aged lady rolling deep with her family, like, we're all on them. And there's like 5 of us, and we're rolling through towns. I went all over Reykjavik in one of those things. I went all over Seattle in one of those things. I love them.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know all the roads in the city of Seattle? Absolutely not. I probably really screwed up at least one person's day, right?
Mhm.
My first experience,
But
with
I'm
the
an adult.
My first experience with the Lime scooters was probably like, I mean, I might have been in the city that like first had them.
Yeah.
Right. It might have been like Seattle or San Francisco. Like, I feel like somewhere around there, I was like, damn, what's this whole thing? And it was like the first place that had them. The problem was unreal. Kids were abandoning them in all kinds
You can
of
just
places.
leave them wherever you want.
They were just leaving them
amazing.
wherever. And then, like, I was riding in an Uber. I feel like we we're going to like an airport or something. And the guy was like, yeah, there's now a business through Lime where somebody goes and just gets them and
Yeah, they
brings
collect
them
them.
back.
Yeah.
To like, because
Like the
people
car
just
return?
like, yeah, people
Well, they
just
have to get
eject them. Like,
recharged. They have to
dude,
get recharged.
yeah, if a kid's just like whatever and just throws it onto the train tracks, like somebody goes and gets that
Yeah.
and gets paid to do that.
I mean, they're making a mint off of them though.
Yeah.
Like every time you get on one of those things, it's like $10 every time. Like just to like open that sucker up.
Dude,
You're paying $10.
The bike
Damn.
shares also insane. Like Philly was like, we're not going to do Limes, we're going to do bike share. So we used to live in the city, and when they came out with the bike share, oh my god, dude, the amount of drunk accidents I witnessed on these bikes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because everybody was like, oh, low key, it's hot out, dude. We're wasted. Like, let's just take our shirts off and just ride into the sunset. We're gonna go home now. And I'd be like, bro, let's just get an Uber, right?
Like,
Dude,
I would just be in an air
right,
conditioned car.
so many times.
God
And I'm
dang.
just like, oh, yeah, and not even far away. Like, I didn't even get on one yet.
Hey there, Gilmar from Amore Studios here. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get back to the show.
And
I
you
mean,
can
like if
see
you're
it how
not
they ride.
delivering food on one, or like, you know, I suppose if I lived in a city, I would probably have something like that because I would definitely like not want to try to keep a car or
Well, the bike
multiple
share,
cars.
it wasn't even like that. You literally just went up, you put your credit card in, and you just checked it back into the next place.
Yeah. I mean, that's handy.
It was sick.
Definitely, you
The
know.
bikes were tanks.
I just
though,
think
so
we
you had to
don't. I
really-
think probably the bigger problem with the e-bikes is not so much that there's like irresponsible. I mean, there's definitely always going to be irresponsible usage of everything. But I'm also like, have you seen the way people drive around here? If anybody stopped at a stop sign in Doylestown, I'd probably have a heart attack. No
That's
one
a
in this
real-
town knows how to use
I
stop
didn't-
signs. Like
No.
it's crazy.
It's insane. Here's my argument for that. It's all the folks that have moved here from other places that moved to Bucks County for it, brought the vibe down on the stop signs. And now everybody's like, screw it. The Tesla drivers don't do it. We don't have to do it.
I don't know.
And it just is, it's the standard is lowered for everyone because the out of towners.
Yeah.
Because think about it. When I lived in Philly, 4-way stop signs, optional.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's not like, I was not
Absolutely.
mad about it. Somebody pulls up to a 4-way stop and like slow rolls and blasts through. I'm like, faster. Right? I go next. You fast.
Yeah.
Right? Up here in Bucks County, you blow a 4-way stop sign by my house. I'm like, oh man, I think we could probably afford to get a drone system to like fucking take off and get them.
Take a picture of the license.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, take a picture.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like, take a picture.
Hey,
I'm talking about getting like on them, like robot birds on these guys.
Just shit on them.
But
just
I
follow
shit you
them.
not, there's a like, I hope somebody hears this and like we can timestamp it when it actually happens. We kind of live near like a landscaping dump, kind of.
Mhm.
And there's absolutely no reason for this one truck, but there is a truck that like every other Saturday blasts the 4-way stop at my, like, I'm
It's
talking
got
like
work to do.
a truck, like a logging truck, like on these small back roads. Like full e-brake, full Jake brake. No, it doesn't stop all the way. Just hits the bottom of the hill. No 4-way. So I'm like, dude, these e-bike kids could become like
Oh.
a deer. A bit like we got
Yeah.
animals. Like this is
Yeah.
a 25-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah.
If you go over this next crest, you literally could kill a woman pulling her trash can in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this truck is and I'm like, bro, one of these days I'm just gonna be down there and get the logo off the side of your truck.
No.
Yeah.
And we're gonna DOT this bitch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna $100,000 fine your day here, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be mad about it because now I'm a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dad now, so-
I automatically change teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes, man.
We
Kids
live in
make
Bucks
you change
County.
the team
You've
real
changed.
fast.
But if you live, but it's Bucks County plus dad.
Yeah.
If you're dad plus South Philly, you're like kid get out of the street.
Yeah,
Like
It's
that's your
fair.
fault. Dude. We
It's
gotta-
situation-
Don't stop.
Mhm.
particular.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't. But like New
Specific.
York's the same way. Any city is like, do not stop. We gotta go.
Well,
Keep
no,
going.
I mean, like if you're like, you know, in the city, like you got to roll a little bit. Otherwise, like it's going to take you
The
100
whole
hours to
city
get
is
everywhere you got to
counting
go.
on us to keep it going.
Yeah, like we need the flow.
Right?
But I'm also like with the e-bike thing, what do you take into a local Facebook page for? Like just do like you're not accomplishing anything by complaining on a local Facebook page. Like if
and then
you
it's
if
like
you
them
have
taking a
serious
picture while driving.
gear to grind with like e-bikes, like go to your like local official borough meetings. You know,
That's not
maybe
where I
get
thought you were gonna go
get a
with it.
petition, then go on the Facebook page and go, "Hey guys, I'm like I'm advocating for smart regulation around this XYZ. Will you guys show up? Will you sign this petition if I come around and I canvass? I'm going to be on the corner of State and Main on this day if you want to come by the table." Like you have to organically do it, but just being like, "Don't you think that these kids are out of hand?" Like what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're just complaining.
Yeah.
Like you can just do that at home over dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're bringing it to a group of 30,000 people who are going to like, now everybody, there's 400 comments and everybody's arguing. Like, what? It doesn't do anything.
And the bots are unreal.
This
on
is
the Facebook
fake
groups.
action. It's fake action. You're not creating action. Like, if you want to do stuff, you have to actually do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not just be like, see, so many people agree with me.
Yeah.
Like, do you just want to be like, have people agreeing with you, or do you actually want something to really change?
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's the big difference between the two.
That's the second quote. We're going to get confused with the general. If you want to do stuff, you actually have to do stuff.
You have to actually do stuff. Somebody asked
General
me
Patton.
somebody asked me today, we're doing staff training for the new space, and somebody asked me today, "Why are you so willing to give out your recipes?" And I said, "Because people are lazy." And they were like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, because I said we are living in an age where people are so used to everything being done for them through the technology that we have." I said, "Nobody really goes home and does any of this." And I said, I use the shop as an example. I have 3 or 4 racks full of spirits, bottles, things that you can go home and turn into cocktails if you want to make them. And then I have 4 or 5 racks of things that are all pre-mixed stuff that you just crack open and drink. And what do you think I sell more of?
Yeah.
All the crack open and drink. Because people just want to stick things in their fridge, and they want to open their fridge and have a cold little drinky in there, and they want to crack it open, drink it, and then throw that in the trash. And now there's no mess and there's no thinking. And that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so I will happily give a recipe for a drink that I have to anyone, but they're going to have to buy 3 different bottles of spirits. They're going to have to go home and juice something, which is going to require a piece of equipment and shopping for the ingredients. And then they're going to have to make a syrup, which is probably going to have 3 or 4 ingredients that they have to then heat up and make on a stove and dirty a pot and pan. And then they're going to have containers to hold those things at home. And really, how many people are doing that? How many people are that passionate about making a cocktail that they had in a non-alc bar to go home and do those things? And they were like, well, aren't you afraid someone will open up another business that's like yours? And I said, no, because not nobody, but very few people want to do that level of detailed work at this point. And the people who are doing it because they're the type of people who want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you build stuff because you don't mind getting in the details of stuff. Like what you do is incredibly detailed work, and it requires a skill set that you just spend years developing, right? And it's the same thing with something as small scale as making drinks, and people don't want to do that. I'm like, so I don't gatekeep anything that we do. You want to learn it all? Come on over. I'll show it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I would bet most of the money that I have that you're not going to go home and buy all the equipment that you need to do it and spend the time. I said to the staff, it took me 3 days to make all the ingredients for all the things on our menu to train them this week on how to make all the drinks on the new place.
Is
And
is the new place like almost open?
it'll be open this month.
Sick.
It'll be open this month. I
It's
don't have
July.
a hard date. It is July, but it'll be open this month. I don't know exactly when. I've got a few things going on, but yeah, it took me with all my equipment and all the things I know 3 days, 3 like 8-hour days of mixing and doing all that stuff to get it all done. And I'm like, nobody else is. If somebody else wants to do it, they can.
Hell yeah.
I hope that they want to do that amount of work. I love it, but they won't. So I don't care. If somebody wants to know how to make, a bee's knees, I'll show you. I don't care. Also, you should drink fun, awesome things at home. It's really fun to make drinks at home. I wish that more people did it. It's fun to have a special little thing that you spend time on.
Drinks don't get enough appreciation at home. You know what I'm saying? I want to say
They're really fun.
Yeah, I want everybody cooks food.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's cooking drinks.
But but how many people even cook food anymore with all the options? You have all the meal services.
It's all
like the
terrible though.
that, you know, you have all the meal services. You can have ones delivered to your house that are already made that you can microwave. You have ones where all the ingredients are already pre-portioned. You just have to add them all together. You can DoorDash. You can
But
Uber
don't you
Eats.
find that like
can,
everything tastes the same now? Like I feel like I'm kind of like disenfranchised.
I cook food, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But going out to eat, a lot of places all taste the same.
There's a pretty big homogenization of stuff.
Yeah, it's
I would say.
disappointing.
But that's that whole like you got to please everybody attitude, and like I don't think that it's smart to approach things like that. Like I won't modify the cocktails on the menu, and the staff is like, "Why won't you modify them?" I said, "When at the end of the day, we're going to have over 100 drinks on this menu. If somebody can't find something they like, then they can just go somewhere else."
Yeah.
I said over like 100
100
drinks. I was like,
drinks?
there's
That's a
like 100. Like we have just cocktails made with non-alcoholic spirits, and this doesn't include the kava cocktail menu, the coffee menu, the tea menu, the anytime drink menu that we'll have. Just NA spirit-based cocktails at the new space. We have 45 drinks.
Dang.
Can you do THC infused? Or what's the legislation around that right now?
So Doylestown Borough has some pretty stringent rules on THC-based beverages. And so we're in a holding pattern right now for THC-based beverages. We will be applying for a variance, and hopefully we'll be awarded one.
Why is it do it like George Washington, right? Am I right?
My boy.
Rights?
Yeah.
Can they just like shut that down?
So Pennsylvania, like as a state, has like pretty favorable THC-based drink or edible rules. But much like the legislation is federally, every state, county, borough, they can all regulate it however they want to.
Okay.
Because
well, I mean,
it's
that's
not
cool.
like
States' rights, right?
Exactly. So states' rights.
States'
So the borough can regulate it any way that they want, and they have. And essentially they have some kind of very prohibitive rules around it. Like you can't, if you're going to sell THC products, you can't serve food. And if you're going to sell THC products, no one under 21 is admitted in your place. If you're going to sell THC-based products, then you also cannot be within 200 feet of a residence or within 200 feet of another business that also sells THC-based products.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the room for like, you know what we're going to do to keep this under control? Like, this is what we'll do. And it's like, what was the thought process behind any of those laws? Like, some of them you can kind of see.
Yeah.
Kids, like, under 21 and things like that, like, you can kind of maybe understand.
Well,
that.
there's a very serious lack of regulation.
THC and food goes together like peanut butter and jelly, I thought.
Well, that's what I think. But we'll see. I mean, it's not outside the realm of being able to get a variance, and we're certainly applying for one. And so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know what they'll grant us, but it has been my perspective that the community is more in favor of what we want to do than not in favor, based on how responsibly we're dealing with that in Buckingham as well. So like in Buckingham, we don't have any of those issues at the shop, and we have a really great rapport with the community, and we're very responsible about the way that we sell and the way that we do things, because we obviously never want those types of things getting in the hands of kids. Like once they leave our place, but it's one of the big reasons people always be like, why don't you have a website, and why don't you take orders over the phone? And it's like, well, I can't see people's IDs. Like I could certainly have a website where there's just a disclaimer that says, are you over 21? And anyone can click yes on that. And now the onus of responsibility is technically removed from me, and anyone can buy products from my shop and I can ship it to them. But I mean, I've had teenage kids who definitely bought stuff off the internet that they shouldn't have bought, right? Like that's what teenagers do. And so I don't ever want to be responsible for some kid getting inebriated and like getting in trouble with his parents or doing something wrong or any of those types of things in a situation that I could more tightly control, which is why we don't sell things like that on the internet, when I very easily could make a ton more revenue doing that. From a responsibility standpoint, I don't want to do that.
It makes it funny. Triggers a funny story in my repertoire here. You remember when like the Visa gift cards came out? You're probably too young.
But I know a Visa gift card.
So I was probably 12. Timmy was 10.
I was in 2000. Yeah, I was 6.
Right. So we literally got these Visa gift cards. Somebody copped out on like Christmas and was like, here's your gift cards. And we're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I only do toys. Like, I transact in toys.
Yeah, exactly.
G.I. Joes.
Exactly. Legos,
like,
video games.
Give me something I can make into a weapon, like
Yeah.
something, right?
Can
And
I shoot things with this?
Dude, I don't know when the realization happened, but at one point, the gift cards were like, oh, how much did you get? I'd be like, And then we were on the internet, right? Single mom, not home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We try and buy a taser off the internet.
Yeah,
this is
of
dial-up
course.
internet days, right?
Of course.
We were like, this is a foolproof plan. We don't need any credit card because we have them. The gift cards are the technical
They're credit cards, yeah.
Don't you know they call and leave a voicemail on the house that we don't get because we're kids, like, right? They called to like verify who was buying the stuff, and it was okay. My mom got the call. And
she was like, I don't want my sons to have a taser.
I'm not buying any taser. What would that be for? And then she's like, oh, shit. She goes, would you guys be happy to buy? And I'm like, what?
No, Mom.
Dude, that guy was a narc.
Yeah, you guys thought you were
But at the
scot-free.
same time, like, can you imagine the level of management that I would have to do at this stage of the game to do that? Like, it's so accessible. And so, you know, like, it's just not responsible, you know? And like, it's not too frequent, but we definitely get younger people who will come in the store and they'll maybe be like 19 or something like that. And like, they'll pick up a bunch of stuff and I'll be like, nah, friend.
Nah, B.
Like, I don't know. And they'll be like, oh, you have to be like, yeah, you do. And like, maybe you bought this somewhere else, but it will never be here. It will never be here because I'm not going to do that. You know, like one, I don't want to lose my ability to sell these things to adults, but two, I don't want to be responsible for messing with the brain chemistry of literal children.
Yeah, we got to get them ready to send them to war. You know, we got to get ready to draft them first. Right? Let them come back and then we can get them to try.
I mean, I don't.
Was that a shotgun move?
No.
I started laughing because you guys laughed, but like that was a serious comment I had.
I mean, it's fair.
I can't help. But like the honesty just flows out sometimes. But it just
The honesty's flowing.
But but like then there's like a whole other side of that coin is like the kratom. Do you know anything about kratom?
Oh yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah, kratom's a wild one. I'm like, bro, all these kids are going to the gas station and getting kratom, which is basically heroin. And
well, yes and no. I could really do a deep dive on
you want to hit us?
Kratom products
hit us
if
with a
you
little
want.
something, yeah, because I don't know much about it.
To hit
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it's another one of these things where like we need smart regulation around stuff like this. Like kratom in itself is not terrible. Okay, so like if you're consuming truly like what I would call like natural kratom products. So kratom's a plant in the coffee family, all right? And it's harvested for its leaves. Its leaves are dehydrated, brewed like tea. Very similar to like the way like kava is sort of brewed. It's like, or like a matcha or something like that. It's very fine powder. You brew it like a tea, okay?
Sounds so familiar, right?
Okay, it doesn't taste awesome. It kind of tastes like it's sort of like bitter green tea. But it's...
KRATOM.
So
yes, 6.
kratom on the surface is not really super harmful, okay? It's going to give you a lot of uplift. It works similarly like for alertness like coffee would, but it's not caffeinated. And then, but the problem is that on the back end of it, it attaches to the opioid receptors in your brain. Okay? And that's where the addictive part of it comes in. Now, if you're drinking kratom teas and like it can be really good for focus, alertness. It can be great for pain management. The problem is that because it attaches to those opioid receptors, it is habit forming and you do build tolerance to it. So if you don't fall in a substance use disorder situation, you can safely use kratom. I will tell you right now, I do drink kratom sometimes. Not every day, not every week, but I do drink it sometimes. In fact, I actually have some in my cup right now.
Shit, and look how energized she is.
Yeah.
Focused.
No, highly focused.
But it's also the quality of the product as well.
But it's a quality thing, and there's also synthesized kratom products. Okay, so and that's where we fall into this like really big like danger zone around kratom products. Now, mind you, we do sell a few kratom beverages. We're highly selective about the companies that we'll purchase kratom beverages from because we don't want synthesized kratom. We also don't want kratom that's grown in places where it's not indigenous. We only buy products from companies where the kratom is grown, where they're sourcing kratom from the indigenous places. So we know that it's quality. But to that end, like, if you're consuming 7-OH, It's basically the synthesized version of kratom. It's designed to be highly addictive. And that's what they're selling in these gas stations, or these tablets, or their pills. And you're taking them, and it's basically like you're getting bombed out on heroin. It is bananas. It's hyper strong, hyper addictive, and really problematic.
Yeah,
But
one of the
true
cops I
kratom-
trained with, who like is a drug cop,
Yeah.
was telling me about this a while ago, and I was like, wait, what? And this is maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And since it's come to my attention, and I've just like looked for it, I noticed signs for it
all over the place.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, and
Because
then
they're
for a brief
preying upon addicts.
yeah, I was for a brief second, I was like, well, maybe what my buddy said, maybe it was just exaggerated because, you know, drug cops, right? And then
I mean,
so
they're probably not, honestly.
I Googled some of this stuff and then listened to a podcast or two that just like talked about it in passing, because I was like listening to the podcast and it came up as they were just talking about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like this stuff really is that bad. And of
Yeah.
course I still see it at every gas station in town. So
Yeah.
it's funny to me that we have like the THC lockdown in Doylestown.
Well, the
like,
kratom is too. They locked it all together. And so the rules that they placed around it, I think, were really driven by the gas stations in the area selling like 7-OH tablets and things like that,
Yeah.
because they were selling it to like children, because there's no age regulation on it. And it's really dangerous. Like, I will tell people all the time, like 7-OH is incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly habit forming. It's designed to create addicts. Like, it absolutely is. And the getting like clean from it is a brutal process. Like, it's a very standard withdrawal process. Like, you're going to be sweaty. You're going to have stomach aches. You're going to have headaches. You're not going to be able to sleep. But if you're using quality sourced kratom tea style products, it's an entirely different thing. 7-OH is not kratom. It's not metronine, which is the chemical compound that's in the kratom tea leaves that gives you the effect that it has. And so they're two very, they're from the same source. It's like when we went through all the stuff with THC stuff where people were like, oh, Delta 8 is like synthetic and we don't want that. It's the same thing. Delta 8 is a synthetic form of THC that people were synthesizing so that people could get high and get around these rules. And kratom, the 7-OH, is a synthesized version of a traditional kratom
I never really
leaf.
understood the whole Delta 8 thing.
Me
Yeah.
either.
So it's all
I was
about
like, how
but
does this
smart
work?
regulation keeps these things from happening. And it's also like, we don't run into these problems if people are educated. And one of those things that we have conversations with people in the shop when they come in, especially, is like, hey, like, have you had this before? Like, don't just arbitrarily pick something off the shelf because it says euphoric seltzer on it. Like, have you had this product before? If somebody isn't a regular shopper of ours, I'm like, have you had this? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, here's what you need to know about it. It can be habit forming. If you have a substance use disorder, I would not recommend this for you. I don't want you to go down this road, And sometimes we have those conversations and people are like, okay, I'll try it. And then like, now it's part of their weekly buy, And like, some people will come in and I'll be like, hey, maybe don't, Like, those are real things we have to do. But we're also not selling 7-OH because, one, I would never.
Yeah.
I just don't.
And you don't need it.
Anything new in the world that comes across me educational, I just don't need to, like, I learn about it, don't need to try it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at 38 years old.
Yeah.
When someone's like, oh, Delta 8, I'm like, bro, laboratory, I don't know,
Yeah.
like, weed is grown.
It's
this
really
is not, like,
easy
I
to
don't understand how this works.
Find your sources too. Like
this-
it's super easy to find your sources. Like, when you aren't sure about something, look the company up online. Can you figure out where the products come from that they got it? Because if they're legitimate products, they're required by law to have lab testing attached to them.
I don't need to be any more altered, too. You just, like,
Yeah.
you need to make that call at a certain point.
Well, that's the thing. And I always say, people are like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, 9 out of 10 days, I'm just out here raw dogging reality, folks.
Yeah, dude, raw dog and two double espressos between 4 a.m. and noon.
I drink a lot of caffeine, I'll be honest, but like, I'm always like, the goal is one day to just be a person who can only drink water. That would be amazing.
That's like, I think about that
That'd
every
be
time I
amazing.
drink coffee.
Yeah.
I drink so much. I don't drink, like, the caffeine isn't necessarily a problem for me across the board anymore. Now it's just coffee. But there was times years ago, 10 years ago, Red Bulls.
Shit.
Plowing
I don't drink that.
snow 2016, 8 Red Bulls, and you're like, why is this
my
one not
God.
working?
Shit.
You're like, oh shit, been up for 48 hours. This
Yeah.
doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I can't drink another one of these again.
Mm.
And then yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I drank energy drinks was in college. Like I straight to water, seltzer, matcha. That's it.
I had a Red Bull and vodka like a couple years ago that I was like, I don't know how we drank these.
What? How? What?
A Red Bull and vodka.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like,
Disgusting.
I don't know. It was I wanted to say last year, but now that I'm thinking about it, it was like 4 years
I
ago.
lost a beautiful fur coat to a Red Bull vodka.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was in a bar
R.I.P.
one night in the winter, and I was wearing a fur coat that was like inherited. Like I'd gotten it from like a family member.
We hold space for your coat.
R.I.P. to this coat. And this girl was in the bar, and she was wasted, like stumbling around. And she was on her way to the bathroom and was throwing up while she was walking, and walked past the back of me and threw up all down. My coat was a casualty as she went by.
Mm.
And I was so mad.
She sleeps with the fishes. If that was my inherited fur coat.
Family
heirlooms. You got.
I was like, you got to
laws.
be kidding me. I was like, the one time.
The one.
I mean, it's my own fault for wearing a beautiful fur to a dive bar.
Mm.
You know, should you even be wearing a fur coat to a place that serves Red Bull and vodkas? Come on, Krista, get your life together. But you know,
like-
those are the choices we make when we're still drinking alcohol. So that's why I don't anymore.
This sounds like Uncle Ray's happy birthday bar in South Philly.
Oh my god, it was what was it? Remember the old like Apple Jacks up on River Road? That's what it was. That's the bar I was in. It's like it's now Dharma Bums. You ever gone up there on River Road in like Point Pleasant?
You don't bang with Dharma Bums?
Nah, dog.
Oh man, Dharma Bums is
It's
great.
haunted.
That bar is great.
I'll
Shout
straight
out
up
to
say
Dharma
it.
Bums.
I was in there
They're
for
awesome.
I was in there for a record. They were selling records.
Uh-huh.
And I walked in there, dude. And you know I'm cued in on these things, Gilmar. I walked into the inside. Ariel looked at my face. She goes, "You good?" I'm like, something in here. Don't you know the bartender goes, "Yep." And I'm like, God damn it. Get my drink. I'm going to sit outside.
Yeah, you don't want to get touched.
Yeah, dude.
By a ghost.
Deep dark spirits.
Deep dark spirits.
You know,
I love Dharma Bums.
we live in an area where you got to be cognizant of these things.
It's
George
true.
Washington was killing guys on Christmas. We had a bunch of stuff happen.
in
this area,
theory,
especially.
everywhere you're walking, like there's dead folks.
Not in Arizona.
Like everything.
What?
It's
What are
too
you
hot.
People still died there.
Yeah, from heat. You
I
don't
mean,
get a
people
ghost.
die you're not actually theorizing that you don't get a ghost if you die from heat.
Well, there'd be too many ghosts. There's gotta be rules. There's gotta be rules if you get to ghost or not.
Oh my god.
How do you get the ghost?
You've never thought about that? Why are you laughing at me so hard?
You said get the
you
ghost.
literally said it's too hot. You don't get the ghost.
All right, I'm gonna have to straighten my face out because you guys are laughing too hard.
You know what you're doing.
Get to ghost. But you've never thought about this. You never consider like what gets
That's
what.
preposterous.
What gets to go to ghost?
Well, not everything's haunting everything, right? There'd be so many haunting things.
I
There'd
don't
be
know.
too many.
I
It'd
don't
be
believe in ghosts.
It'd be congested. There'd be a lot of ghost
That's
traffic.
a hot take.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I don't believe in ghosts.
So like this,
So none of it matters to me.
you get to
All right. Well, then there's then the
Yeah.
argument's mute. You like started the argument over something you don't even believe in.
I'm just saying.
There's
I'm
no
just
ghosts
saying.
in
I'm
Arizona.
just saying. By your theory, that's ridiculous. There's ghosts, but they can't.
You don't
They
think
can't
there's
exist
more
because of
ghosts?
heat?
There's more. Well, yeah, dude, like,
Because the heat, it just evaporates all the ghosts.
If you die from heat exhaustion, you don't get to ghost. Right? It's too dumb.
You can't handle it.
It's too dumb. You don't get to haunt. There's too much responsibility.
Like why?
in
Because like
haunting.
it's just complete evaporation. Well, listen, wait. There might actually be some truth to this. Wait, I'm serious.
Okay, go.
So, from the scientific perspective, part of the reason why people think ghosts exist is because humans leave behind bioluminescence. And so like back in the day, for lack of a better term, people would oftentimes die at home, right? Like we didn't go to hospitals to die. Doctors did the home visits and things like that. And we lacked things like electricity and all of this stuff, right? And so you would die in your home. And a lot of times the place where you died, there was remnants of you. And sometimes people would be dead for a while in their homes before maybe they were found or people realized they were dead, or a doctor would come by and be like, yeah, definitely dead, not just taking a long nap. You know, we got to get the body out or whatever, right?
Sometimes you
So
just
people
wanna hang
would
on.
leave behind bioluminescence, okay? And so at night, when you'd walk through the house, you might see the remnants of the bioluminescence of the human being that used to live there who recently died. And so this theorization of ghosts would happen. But by your thought of,
Everybody that says what you're saying hasn't had an experience yet. So,
but to your point,
we'll be there.
if
for
it's too hot,
you.
the heat would, in theory, evaporate the bioluminescence. And so if
See?
it's too hot, you don't get to ghost.
You don't get to ghost.
Shit.
Damn.
You could be onto something.
Oh my god.
But
dude,
also
I'm
ghosts
so
aren't real.
smart.
I'm so smart.
I'm too powerful.
You're too powerful. That's
I don't even know
That's
what
what
I'm
it
talking
is.
about half the time, and it's true.
What about
Just
people?
like that. I spoke it into existence.
So people that got cremated, do they get the ghost? Or is that like different because it's after?
Well, based on
Well,
it
you die
depends on what you
first.
follow.
Yeah.
It depends on what logic you follow. Are you Team Christa or Team Andrew?
yeah. I'm
Mhm.
just not a believer.
I think
No?
you.
People will be like, aren't you like scared to go into like this thing? And I'll be like, I'm scared for what thing might be alive in there, but I'm definitely not scared for a thing that could be dead in there because that's
You ever been
Because
to
I don't believe
Have
in
you ever been to
ghosts.
Gettysburg?
doesn't everybody from here go to Gettysburg for like a class trip?
I've never been.
Bro,
No.
you can go out on the street and ask people like who the first president of the country is, and they'll get that wrong. So probably not.
What world? Yeah,
How
but
would
I've been to
people been to
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg?
But
and
like
didn't
not
even know
since
what
high
they were?
school.
Not since Nam.
Yeah, not since Nam because I
That
was
place is
also
haunted
there.
as shit.
Nom.
Well, Nam too. Yeah.
I mean, like you can go to Valley Forge. Like Valley Forge is like probably pretty haunted
Yeah. Valley Forge.
if you're into that sort of thing.
I mean, I don't know that as many people died at Valley Forge as Gettysburg, but we can compare.
Well, I mean, it wasn't for comparison. I'm just saying it's pretty close. Like Valley Forge is not that far, and they have like a
Okay, yeah.
like a cemetery there and everything.
You know the Valley Forge Military Academy?
Yeah.
No mas. No more.
Oh, it's just gone.
I think after
That
this
was like
year,
the ultimate threat for my dad when my brothers misbehaved when they were
I
kids.
think after this year they're shutting it down.
Like,
Damn.
how are dads going to threaten their sons to behave anymore if they don't threaten them sending them to Valley Forge Military Academy for being bad?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Damn.
I guess you'll just have to go to China.
Is the
Oh,
only
that's
solution.
They were sending their kids to the Valley Forge Military Academy. We should send.
Dude,
a
that
few
was like
of
my
them.
dad's ultimate threat. My brothers would be like acting up. He'd be
I'm
like,
gonna
I'm
go
going to send you guys to Valley Forge. I'm going to send you guys to Valley Forge.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, that was a real thing. Gilmar, you didn't experience that
What?
military academy?
No, dude. I did not
No?
experience the
Does
military
your parents
academy.
love you?
Actually, they did. Yeah. No, they would threaten me
Yeah.
with like that guy's gonna rob you or something like that. We weren't the.
I never threatened my kids with military academy. I always like my style of parenting is always like give you the realistic outcome of this choice.
Yeah.
Like this could go like what you're doing right now isn't smart and it's
Mhm.
not smart because this is the outcome of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're always like, shit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, if you do that, this is what people will think of you. Or if you do
Mm.
that, this is the road it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
All those kinds of things. And then they'd be like, I mean, they hate the lecture. Every kid hates the lecture.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not going to like make pretend things for you. I'm just going to tell you how this actually turns out, which is so much less attractive
Yeah.
than like the idle threat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
oh, okay, you're going to send me to a really expensive military academy? Okay, sure. Because
Yeah,
we've got
sure.
the money for that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Like,
it.
I'll just keep doing whatever I'm doing. Or it's like, or
Mm-hmm.
you could go to prison.
Mm-hmm. yeah. Yeah. That's
'Cause
free.
That's the road this goes down.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
will go to prison.
yeah.
Or like maybe even worse than that, you could just be like super poor for the rest of your life and struggle for every single thing you'll ever need.
Because you
know?
never did the right things.
We had like I remember like one of our kids at one point in time had gotten like was just not doing their schoolwork, like not doing stuff. And at the time, we had not really gotten too successful at anything yet. This was pretty early on in like our parenting. I was still like pretty young, like in my late 20s. And I remember we found out about like the bad grades and that the bad grades were like coming from like one of them just not doing their homework and all that stuff. And we lived in like this shitty cottage, like house on this old farm. And I remember my husband standing up and going like this, look around, you see all this? and one of our kids went, yeah, I see it. And he goes, all this could be yours if you want to stay on this path. And he was like, oh.
Yeah.
He was like, this is what you get when you don't do your schoolwork? Is this how you want your whole life to be, living in a shitty little cottage on this old farm and paying rent to a lunatic old lady?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like, then do the work.
Yeah.
He started doing his work. That kid's a doctor now.
Dude, hell yeah.
Shit, shocker.
Shout out. Yeah, shout out the doctors.
Yeah, we need doctors. Yeah, shout out to doctors.
So
doctors.
like, you know, there's way better. Like the threat is not like military academy. The threat is reality. Like, what do you want your life to look like? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, can't sugarcoat it.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's way worse things than going to military academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, living an unrealized life, way worse than military academy.
Hell yeah.
And also, like we've got a kid who's in the military. He probably would have loved going to a military academy. That threat would have never worked. He'd been like, "Can you please send me to the military academy? That sounds amazing."
Send me tomorrow.
When
Yeah.
do we play with grenades?
Yeah.
Like, when do we get the guns?
He's handled grenades. He loves that stuff. I mean, like, he's not like an infantry guy. He's in military intelligence, so we don't get to know a lot of the stuff that he does until after it's over, and then we're like, oh. You know,
Grenades.
oh, like he'll like start telling us stuff and we'll be like, are you allowed to tell us this stuff? He's like, it's been declassified. Okay, cool. I'm excited to hear about this.
You guys are under my command. It's fine.
I'll be like, it's declassified now, so I can let you know about it.
Yeah.
Or like, did you have anything to do with what happened in Venezuela? I'll be like, that was my team.
That's what you.
That was my team.
My boys.
They were there.
Plus one.
Shout out the boys.
All right. Cool.
Are you guys having food? That was like one of the
Yeah.
other questions I had that I forgot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You guys
Having
are
food.
doing
Full food menu.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Yeah, so
Oh,
non-alc drinks like we've always done. Kava, a much more robust kava menu of beverages. We'll have like other just like fun drinks that are like not like trying to be in like an adult alcoholic component, like just like fun stuff. And then a full like barista coffee menu. So like very much more like a combination cafe, non-alc bar situation. You know, so we'll have like matcha for Gilmar and every teenage girl.
Gilmar is into the matcha.
He loves his matcha. I do not get the love with matcha. I think matcha is a vehicle for people to drink milk and sugar, which is what they like, and the matcha just makes it pretty because matcha does not taste good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Gilmar.
don't drink my matcha with any sugar or milk.
You're
Sometimes
just raw dogging your matcha.
sometimes almond milk, but for the most part it's just
No,
I mean
I
oat
cannot
milk,
do it.
sometimes oat milk, but most of the time it's just matcha and
It's
water.
not
don't-
such thing as
Like, I like to
oat
think
water.
that I have a pretty sophisticated palate, but I just cannot get with matcha.
Yeah,
like,
it
at
took a
all.
while for me. Or the first time I had it, I'm like, what the hell is this?
I'll
And
tell
then-
you that Matcha Mark, dude, made that video that just popped off about like when Oika is opening back up.
Mhm.
That was the best movie.
Oh, is it
that
not
It was
open?
sick.
That was the best video made on the internet for like weeks.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it was the opening of the shop. I'm like, bro, if anybody put half as much work as he puts into this matcha shop into their lives, the world would look so much different.
No,
Isn't
yeah, he's
that
killing it.
wild?
Yeah.
People just, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't do the work. Like, they really want to be spoon fed everything. It blows my mind.
No, yeah, I mean his shop got flooded. The Lawrenceville one, he has one in Princeton, but the Lawrenceville one got flooded, so they had to redo it. But they're reopening it up.
awful.
They're doing a thing on the 4th of July. He invited me
Oh,
to, so
cool.
I'll be there to just see how it is and check it out. And,
Yeah.
That's
That
pretty
guy
funny. You're gonna go celebrate
hustles.
like the nation's birth in a Japanese tea place.
Well, that's where it'll
That's
start.
That's America. That's America.
It's at 10 a.m.
That's
and then after that,
America.
I'll celebrate the rest of the 4th of July with fireworks and cookouts. So
Are you doing anything special for like the extra 250?
we do it every year, dog. Fireworks, cookouts. The World Cup is on.
It's a good time.
It's a
to
good
be.
time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good time.
yeah. We'll have a great day. But yeah, so what kind of selection of food are you gonna have in there?
Tater tots.
Not tater tots.
Alright.
I
Whatever,
mean,
dude.
I love a tot. I love a
yeah, I
fried
love a
potato of
tot.
any kind. No shade to any fried potato. It's gonna be like a mix of sort of like fun takes on nostalgic classics, if you will.
Ooh.
Like how nostalgic? Like, are we talking like, pot roast? Like, what do we get?
No, we're not gonna get like hefty like that. More like
Chicken pot pie.
not chicken pot pie, but like things like blue ribbon French onion dip.
Okay.
Stuff like have you ever had a Korean cheese dog? Because if you haven't, you can now.
Korean cheese dog.
Korean cheese dogs, they're amazing. They take like mozzarella cheese. It's like a combination. It's like if a mozzarella stick and French fries and a corn dog all got together. I love like Gilmar's like the king of Googling. He's the Googler. So it's basically like a mozzarella cheese stick. There you go. And then it's coated in like a batter similar to almost like a corn dog batter. And then on the outside, diced up French fries coat it. And then you deep fry it. And then you serve it with like sauces drizzled on top. And in our case, we're going to have like Kewpie mayo and gochujang ketchup and frittata.
Oh my God. This looks...
And the cheese pulls on them.
Where
so nice.
is the new spot?
29 South Main Street. So it's right next door to the Gap.
Okay.
Across the street from the Main Street Marketplace. But we're going to be in the basement space, so you have to go downstairs.
Ooh.
Is that where
It's like a secret.
Is that where Stephanie's used to be?
Correct.
Damn.
If Stephanie's could see what it's turned into. If the place that served underage drinking kids could see that it's turning into that.
It's really a shame that no girls will be roofied anymore.
Oof.
In Stephanie's. It'll be a real shame that,
It'll be interesting for the alleyway to not have any vomit in it.
It'll be really the vibe will definitely be up there. There's some ghosts in Stephanie's. You would hear read Facebook groups and be like, my daughter, she got home safe, but you got to watch out. And then you would see that all the time about that place for years.
Wish
I'm like, is nobody like trying here?
You guys should see the inside of this place. The downstairs of the place, it's like a maze, but there's like every time I turn around, there's another door that somehow has like a secret passageway behind it. So part of that building was part of the Underground Railroad.
What?
There's like literally a doorway
we can't climb
that we have to. There's a doorway that we have to like cover up. It has like it's like locked, and like we have the key so we can unlock it and go into it. But it like leads to a tunnel that goes like under Main Street, and like I could probably get to the Main Street Marketplace through this tunnel.
What?
It's bananas. It's bananas. So like it's like
and
a
they
maze
claim
underneath the
Underground
building.
Railroad, or you just claim that? Because anybody I know,
I'm not claiming it. I was told historically that is a thing.
I love getting into that with
okay.
People. So great.
There are like certain buildings that historically have like I know there's one like apartment building in New Hope that like actually factually is, but like historically we were told that it was part of the Underground Road. But like if you go through that door, it does go like fully under the street and across. And like I don't know if there's an access point any which way because like I'm not trying to get trapped under the street. I'm not trying to die under Main Street in Doylestown, but we do have to keep it closed and locked. But like every time I turn around, I open a doorway and I'm like, where am I now? There's so many doorways in this building. It's enormous. But it's also that building is humongous, the Rudolph building. Like it starts like where the Gap ends and it wraps all the way around the corner. So like our space isn't in there, but like it's also the same building that has Lovebird Chicken, D-Town Tech, Serendipity, whatever that other store is. Raymer's used to be in it, but that's across the street now. Like the building is absolutely enormous. Plus there's like 15 apartments upstairs or something like that. So it's just like a phenomenally huge building. It takes up like, half a city block.
That's crazy. So you have free reign of the downstairs?
Yeah. So we have like the whole downstairs, like, basement space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's definitely big.
Yeah.
There's plenty of space for everybody to like move about.
Yeah. From what I've seen, the videos you put up of just even you training people, it's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like what is your staff gonna look like now that you have a full service bar and full service? Well, a little bit of bites here and there.
Yeah, I mean, like not that different. My philosophy always with hiring people is like I mostly hire for personality, and I know it's probably like weird, but I think that what we do is unique enough that like one, I'm not going to get a lot of people who have a skill set for it to begin with. Also, if people are coming with like a pretty like. It's good if you have like a barista background or a bartending background or something like that, but there's still so much to learn about non-alc because so many things are new and so many things are not understood yet that I have to teach it anyway. So I'm kind of like, I don't really care what experience you come with. I just really want everybody to be enthusiastic and to be willing to learn and to like seem like they're cool people I can get along with. And like, I'll teach you everything you need to know.
What's the hours going to be like?
We're going to be open Monday through, well, we'll be open 7 days a week, and we'll open on the weekdays at 11 and be open till 9. Friday we'll be open till midnight, Saturday till midnight. Sunday we'll do brunch.
Oh yeah, that was my
probably Saturday we'll do brunch too, and then but we'll be open 7 days. Your sobriety doesn't take a day off, and neither do we.
Hey.
We need a good brunch. We need like another good brunch alternative here.
I would agree. I think brunch
Respectfully.
is, yeah. I mean, like, the problem with brunch always is that like not enough places do it because, in all honesty,
It's a miserable to staff.
It's miserable to staff, and it's really difficult to do it. And it's its own special menu, and you got to flip the kitchen over, and like nobody ever wants to get up early on a Sunday, so I totally get it. And then because of that, every place that does serve brunch is like always impossible to get into because like they're the only place that's getting it done. And everybody wants to eat brunch. Everybody loves brunch. It's great. It's the greatest meal.
Yeah.
You can eat anything you want for brunch. You can eat a
true.
steak for brunch. You can eat eggs for brunch. You can eat cake for brunch. It's amazing. You can eat whatever you want. You can
It's the
get
meal with
wasted
no-
at brunch if
it's
you
the
want
meal
to.
with no
Nobody's
rules.
judging.
Meal with no rules.
It's a no rules meal. It's great, but it is really hard to staff, and typically people don't know how to act right at when they go to brunch, and so it's not always really fun when you have a restaurant. But I don't know. I think like the way that we're doing it, it's not super early, so like we're not gonna like when we do brunch, we're gonna open at 10 because like if you're not eating brunch if you're eating at 8 a.m.
Your breakfast.
That's not brunch. That's breakfast.
turning point.
Brunch starts in the double-digit hours, friends. That's when it starts. So if you want to eat before that, turning point, you can head on over to Starbucks, whatever you want to do. But we're going to start at 10 and serve brunch for like, just do 4 hours. It's quick. It should be over by 2. Okay. After that, you're moving into snacks and dinner zone on a Sunday because like everybody's home early on a Sunday. They got the Sunday scaries. It's just how it goes. So I don't really mess around.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
It's just got to be easy.
I know there's a certain vibe when you walk into the shop. You're very
Yeah.
helpful, and I know you've had experience in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
What is the experience going to feel like or vibe be like if you can
Yeah.
at least give us a
Really
taste
similar.
of that? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a big part I think of, I always want people to feel like really welcome and really comfortable. And a big thing for me is always like greeting people on some level. Like I always say that there's like the 5-10 rule when like, when people are 10 feet away from you, like you have to acknowledge them in some way with like a facial expression, like nod or smile or whatever. And then if somebody's within 5 feet of you, like you should be talking to them. And so the philosophy just, goes right over into that space. Like no matter what, people should be getting greeted all the time. And, I think a big part of what we do is really conversational too. Like, again, so much of what's on our menu doesn't exist at all in Doylestown. It barely exists in Bucks County. And so when I look at that, like big part of our training is like, how are we talking to people about these products? How are we talking to people about them being able to get to something that they really want? And so as we train the staff on like how to make these drinks, we're also spending a lot of time saying to them like, somebody asked you this question, how are you answering it? Or how are you helping somebody like narrow down their choices? Because people's questions can be like so vague sometimes that like you have to take them like on a guided journey, and it's even as bad as like sometimes like even when people come into the shop, they'll like pick up a can and hand it to them and be like, can you tell me about this? And I'll be like, do you not know how to read? But like that's how much people want information spoon fed, and so I think we try to like really hit that off by first being like warm and welcoming always, so that people feel like they can ask us the questions, and then we can kind of drill down what they want from that. But the philosophy of the hospitality doesn't change. Like everybody needs to feel really welcome. Like if not, what are we even doing?
Yeah.
Like what's the point of making the space if we're not going to make it like a true third place for people?
Yeah.
Third places are super important.
third places.
Yeah, third
Wh-
places. So
what
the
is-
philosophy of like third places is like you have your home and your work, and then there's always a third place that you go to. And your third place is not your work, it's not your home. It's a place where like maybe you go to socialize, or you go to relax, or you go to find time for yourself. But it's a consistent thing that you do. And bars are typically considered like that aren't like food driven bars are third places because you're going there to socialize, hang out, meet new people, do stuff like that. And so we're trying to create, you know, like a more, I don't want to say health focused, but more like intuitive third place, a place where people can go and they can hang out. Like there's outlets all over this place so that you can plug in and like sit there. And if you want to do your work from home there, you can do your work from home there. Like that's fine. It's a third place. You can do what you need to do. And it should service pretty much anybody in the community.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it's
that's
not
cool.
exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's no age limit for the person that can come in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be.
I mean, like, I don't want a gaggle of 12-year-olds like parking it up and, you know, taking time away from people who would be better served. But at the same time, like, there's no reason anybody can't come in and sit down and like grab a bite and have something really fun to drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there gonna be well, you say you don't have a solid date yet, but are you gonna do any like, you know, test days or?
Oh
any
yeah,
soft
we're gonna
openings?
do like a friends and family day where like we have people come in that like know us, that will like, you know, give the team grace when like they're not, you know, to what we call like a stress test.
Mhm.
You know, like everybody kind of comes in like in waves, like, oh geez Louise. You know, we have like timed entry sort of like we'll say like, hey, we want you to come between these 2 hours, and then that way like they can practice everything and really like learn what it's like to serve people in real time, because them learning how to make drinks or like how to do these things with me, just doing it with them it prepares them, but not really. It's a lot different when there's like a total stranger being like, what's in this?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I need 4 things. And you have to like make them all for like a person who's not like me, who's like, it's okay. You're a perfect baby angel and I love you.
Yeah.
You could never do anything wrong, you
Uh-huh.
know? So we'll do at least 1 full day of that, if not 2. And then we'll publicly open like literally the day after that. But like all those things will be very well announced before it happens.
Damn,
Yeah.
that'll be a good time. Yeah, I walked by the spot yesterday and I was like, oh, I wish she was here. so
Yeah.
could
I mean,
stop
I'm
in.
honestly there like almost every day right
yeah.
now. I'm not there like on Saturdays and Sundays, but like between like just the little things that, you know what I mean? Like the soda gun guy's got to come by and like put in a soda gun, or like this
Mhm.
person's got, you know, the pest control person has to come by and do the inspection so they can make sure that we don't get rats, you know, like all those fun little things. So all that stuff is happening. And then when those guys aren't there, I'm training staff or, you know, putting together all the other little things like our cleaning schedule and, you know, the very unglamorous things of running food places.
Yeah.
I was very much reminded opening up this place why I stopped working in restaurants. And it's because like the amount of work that there is to like make sure that you simply just don't make people sick through procedures is like phenomenal.
Mhm.
And so, and I'm very particular. Like I am an extremely fastidiously clean person when it comes to the spaces that I manage, like to like a very difficult degree. I forewarn everybody that works for me, like my standards for cleanliness in the space that we operate will seem unattainable. And it's probably because they are, but it's the only measure by which I'll do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always want everyone to leave every place I ever went in. And like, if there's one thing that they have to say, it's like, oh my God, did you notice how clean that place is?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I've ever been in a cleaner restaurant.
Yeah. It's a good standard to have.
Like it's gotta be.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, you guys will have a timer that you'll hear go off every 20 minutes. And that's your timer to go check the bathrooms to make sure the bathrooms are clean. And they're like, are you serious? And I was like, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Like you're going to hear a timer every 20 minutes. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, you can tell a lot by places bathroom.
It's the place everybody sees.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not clean, then you know that their kitchen's not clean. I will die on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
I will die on that hill. If the bathroom in an establishment is not clean, their kitchen is not clean. That is a fact. There's no way.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a rogue situation where like they just haven't gotten there to the bathroom yet because like they're really busy. But like if you can see a lot of like grungy things in their bathroom, like their kitchen is not clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like places that I've worked at, sometimes their bathrooms do match the kitchen. And I'm like, yeah. So I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently went
Good
to
mark.
a local establishment that will go unnamed, and I wanted to go in to wash my hands before I ate what I had ordered. It was like a casual place.
What'd you
So, like
order?
you order at the counter. What?
What'd you order?
I'm not gonna say. I don't want to put this place on. I don't want to put this place on blast. But if I tell you what I ordered, it will be a dead giveaway as to what the places that I went to.
Mm.
But
love
I
a
went
good
into the
cheesesteak.
bathroom and I was like, "Oh, I can't ever come back here again."
Mm.
Like that was my actual thought. I was like, "This is absolutely horrifying."
I need to know.
Horrifying.
We'll know after the show.
Offline. I'll
Yeah,
say.
well, the camera's
It was horrifying, and I was like, "Oh, I just can't." And I was like, "I'm kind of sad because I really liked getting this as like a a one-off thing. Like if I'm really hungry, I'll like just come here and know I can get something
get
quick
a-
that's like okay." And like I can't do that anymore.
Was it a chicken sandwich?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It
Damn.
wasn't a chicken sandwich.
It's a fried chicken sandwich.
It's not a fried chicken sandwich.
I know what you're thinking.
It's okay if it was though.
But there's chicken involved.
I know what you're thinking.
But there's quite a few chicken places in this town.
There are.
There's quite a few chicken places, and so it's I don't want people to think that it's necessarily a chicken place
Mhm.
or whatever. But I'm just saying, if you sell chicken, clean your bathroom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the title of this episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna end it
If you
there.
sell chicken, clean your bathroom.
If you sell chicken, clean your bathroom.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much
Or
for
just
coming
clean
on.
your bathrooms.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
clean them
man.
up.
I guess Free
Videos of
Spirit
me.
Social House is like the new
Yeah.
best place that people can get in touch with you.
I actually, so I have business partners in this venture, in the social house. So the retail shop is mine alone, but this brand, which ideally will take off into future locations, I have partners with. And one of the best things about having partners is that I don't have to manage every aspect of this business. And so I get to do the things I'm really good at and not do the things that I can't stand. And social media is one of the things I do not like to do at all, ever. And so one of my partners, Jared, handles all of our social media and all of our marketing and all of our events booking, which are probably the three things I dislike the most. Because I'm like, I want to unlock doors and just talk to people and sell drinks.
Mhm.
And with this, I really get to unlock doors and just talk to people and sell drinks. And so I get to do what I'm good at. And the thing that like fills my cup, pun intended.
Yeah.
Ew. And Jared handles our social media. So people can still reach out to me like through the Free Spirit PA page, or like by calling the shop, or if like you have my email, like you can get me by email anytime, like any version of my email that you have. I'm very, very responsive for the most part.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But typically I think if you do the Free Spirit Social House page, you're probably going to end up talking to Jared, which is not a bad thing.
hmm
I should say. He's pretty.
It's not Jarrett from Subway, is it?
No, we try to stay away from doing business with washed up pedophiles.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know. Give him a second
just like,
chance. I
yeah,
don't know.
just something we try not to do. Try not to align with pedophiles.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh,
it's
wait, I guess,
unsavory.
is he still probably locked up then?
He might
It'd
be
be
in
cheap
jail. I
labor,
don't
though.
know. I mean, he's definitely on a list. We try to stay away from doing business with people who are on lists of
Mhm.
any kind that aren't like best of lists.
Mhm.
Survivor lists?
I mean, survivor lists are fine, but like, lists where like people need to know your address to stay away from you. We try not to do business
I
with
think we
those
say
folks.
the list.
The list.
The list.
Hey, are you on the list? Because everybody knows it's Megan's list.
Yeah.
Megan's list.
You'd
Yeah.
be surprised. Have you ever gone on there?
No,
peeped
It's
it.
terrifying.
I don't want to. I don't want
I mean, if you have a kid, you're gonna want to.
You'll
if
go
you
on
have a
there and be
kid.
like, oh, dude, the guy down the street has to go.
dude.
The proximity in which you're living near a predator is so frequent and so close. They're so much closer than you think.
Yeah, I don't doubt
Yeah,
that.
you see him
You
get
don't
caught.
wanna
It's
know.
always like the people you're like, oh, damn. The coach or the guy who has access to it all.
Also, do you feel like every time you turn around, a pedophile is being caught in Bucks County? Like the district attorney is constantly like their sole purpose is to get like pedophiles in the area. I
You
feel like
want to hear the wild?
every time I turn around, I'm seeing like that woman. She's like, "We got another one." I'm like,
Oh
"What are
my
you like? Do you do anything else?" Like, I mean, like props. I don't want any
Yeah,
of them,
right.
but I'm always like, "Is this like, are you solving any other crimes?"
That's what's trending right now.
Like,
You know the two top agencies for solving like trafficking and like arresting people for trafficking is?
mhm.
Do you-
No,
the two top agencies?
no,
ICE and Border Patrol.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
ICE does more dirt than like they get. Like, so it's kind of sad. Like a lot of these things get pulled out of proportion because like I know some of those guys and the shit that they actually do and the people they're actually majority of the time arresting are like they're tracking some dude down who's about to take somebody over the border.
Yeah.
And then people are like getting in their way now and being like, oh, and they're like, bro, like this dude's like could have stole your daughter and you're throwing soda at my truck right now. You know what I just saw just now? Like, be grateful.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, dude. But when I learned that statistic, I was just cruising the internet. I was like, damn, ICE is cleaning up the stats because everybody's like, when's somebody going to do something about it? And then it was like, somebody's doing something about it. And the number was like bigger than like the next couple agencies combined.
Yeah, that's not
like,
surprising
but
to me because
probably
human trafficking goes across state lines and country lines and all of those types of things. So that's not surprising to me at all.
Yeah, and it's a lot of
and when you're talking about crossing state lines, like you need federal agencies to handle those things.
Hell yeah, dude. So I was like, shout out, busting people. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, bust the pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean, like we don't want human trafficking. It's super bad.
There's also another organization called FAFO or something like that. Like,
are you just like trying to say fuck around and find out, but not say it?
It sounds like that, but it's not that, and it's literally those types of cases.
Yeah.
And they're like now, like with the money that's going into like the Border Patrol and stuff, they get more money now too, and their numbers are going up. And like if you run into the people that work at that agency, you're just like, how are you still like okay?
That's the thing I think about a lot.
Like, you're literally like
the people who spend the time tracking human traffickers or like baiting like people who are pedophiles. I'm like, I don't know how you get a restful night's sleep. Like, I don't know how you walk around knowing the horrors that you know on the scale in which you know them. You know, like I was saying earlier about like one of our kids being in military intelligence, like a big part of his job is literally just watching like drone and satellite footage of just carnage of all kinds from countries all over the world. Like he's constantly watching like wars and like horrible murders, like guys just like sitting in a trench, getting killed by a drone. Like it's crazy. And I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, well, actually, like, it's not good. Like it's never good to see all that stuff all the time. But he was saying that like in his particular area of the military that like they spend a lot of time and energy on mental health. And I was like really surprised to hear it. And he was like, our commanding officers are always like making sure that we go to therapy. Like we have a therapist available to us at all times. Like they encourage us to go once a week to like talk to them because like the stuff that we're seeing like needs to be digested with a certain amount of gravity because it's really serious stuff. He's like, but some people like will be really upset by it and other people won't be upset enough by it. And so they're always trying to strike a balance because they're like, these are real lives. It's not a video game. Because so many of these guys in these jobs just like look at it like it's a video game and they're like, no, this is a real human like toll that it's taking. Like these are real people. It's not a video game. So they're trying to like work on those guys with that. And then also like the people who are taking it too hard, they're like, okay, like it's horrible, but you got to process and stuff. And he's like, I'm really surprised at how much they focus on the mental health aspect of it. But I'm like, yeah, because like, how do you go to sleep? Like, how do you process all that all the time? It's really intense.
Yeah, it is pretty intense.
And like, props to everyone who does those jobs, right? Like, amazing. Yeah, like, thank you so much. The list. I mean, like, it's amazing that these people are like spending this time like doing deep internet dives and like being in this like gray, like dark web sort of situation to track these people and to like filter them out. But I'm also like, yikes. I don't know that I could do that job, you know? Like, I struggle when people ask me annoying questions. Somebody asked me like 4 questions that all sound the same. Like, I almost lost it this morning when I had ordered bagels. Like, are you kidding me? Like the girl couldn't do the math, and I was like, "Why are we struggling?" You know. So I'm like, I couldn't root out pedophiles on the dark web.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, how are you doing that?
That's funny.
Dude, that's so funny. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Take us out of here, Gilmar. Get us off the podcast.
Well, you know, no Rambo today, but in spirit, Rambo's on the floor.
It was too hot. He had a hot day.
He had a hot day. 90 something, but you know, Rambo in spirit. Rambo. Shout out. Andrew, Krista, thanks for coming on. Make sure to check us out. Tell your mom about it. Tell your dad about it. And talk to you on the next one.